Oh, look, everybody's favorite scantily clad angel from this past Halloween is going to be getting a nice cash influx. Hopefully, she can buy the rest of her costume for Halloween season 2024 because Maya Kowalski is going to be getting $220 million for this convoluted disaster. And it kind of raises a multitude of questions, but we'll get through the facts on this one because I said, and you know what, hey, for whatever reason, and you weirdos who just, I don't want to stand this overly dramatic liar just because you guys, oh my god, I got emotionally hooked on a documentary. I don't know, really liked the first video that I did. I might as well wrap it up on this one and give you some thoughts on it, even though you've probably already disliked it and I don't care. I legitimately don't care because every view, I don't care, man. And it doesn't matter what you do with that because you're never going to see any of that money that she's going to get out there when it comes out that her big pain disorder isn't really all that much. But jurors in a $220 million take care of Maya case find hospital liable for malpractice. Maya Kowalski, yeah, sure, sobbed heavily as the jury decided she had won her $220 million medical malpractice case on Thursday. A Florida jury found Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital liable for several offenses in the case, which was featured in the Netflix documentary Take Care of Maya. We got to address this issue right here. These Netflix documentaries are definitely painting a poor picture and swaying some juries because this is the second high-profile trial. This one's a little bit different. The other one that I'm going to be referencing is a different kind of forum, but at the same time, this swayed a civil case, which all you need is the preponderance of the evidence, and then you just end up cashing in huge. And just because something is a documentary doesn't mean it's all that factual. There's a lot of fiction that gets inserted in this shit. I haven't seen this Take Care of Maya bullshit, but I know how documentaries, especially Netflix ones, are run. There's some truth that are in there. There's some facts that are provided, but it is dramatized for the camera to get you hooked in to catch the multi-part series. Now, 17, Kowalski gripped a cross and was overcome with emotion. The stunning verdict was announced in a tense St. Petersburg courtroom. Well, yeah, it's just going to be a bunch of fucking insurance money paid out. Okay. Kowalski's mother had admitted the then 10-year-old girl to the facility in 2015, telling doctors she was suffering from a chronic pain condition that required risky ketamine treatments. Skeptical about Beata Kowalski's demands and the severity of Maya's condition, staffers contacted Florida child welfare authorities. Maya was soon removed from her parents' care and made an involuntary medical ward of the state. After being barred from seeing Maya for 85 days and facing child abuse allegations, Beata Kowalski, or Beata, I don't know, and I don't care, ended up going full Kurt Cobain in the garage of the family home. Yo, shit sucks, man. Obviously, this kid is still a kid after all. He's going to end up having a really fucked up adulthood, but that was already instilled in her by her, less than insane mother. I'm going to just go ahead with that. Contending that the hospital wrongfully committed Maya and cruelly separated her from her mother, the Kowalski family sued the facility for $220 million. What's the price of a life? About $1.50. Kowalski and her brother exploded into heaving sobs midway through reading the verdict as the clerk refuted Beata Kowalski's suicide and the hospital's complicity in her death. I got a problem on that one. Maya testified at trial that she still suffered from the debilitating effects of the complex regional pain syndrome, but was still alright to go dress up like a hooch out there on the stroll. But yeah, and then be in so much pain that she couldn't turn up to court, but then made sure that she was there when the verdict was read. I guess the pain medication worked that day. Come on now. Maya testified at trial she still suffered from the debilitating effects. A rare ailment can cause intense widespread pain and due to the nervous system dysfunction. Has she ever gotten a concrete diagnosis on that, or do we just so desperately want to believe the self-diagnosis of a woman who has a terrible decision-making capacities, who couldn't go 3 months without figuring some shit out before she decided to make a overly dramatic decision, and somebody who had a long history of doing as much? There's questions, guys. She told jurors that hospital staffers were dismissive of her condition and believed her mother was suffering from Munchausen by proxy syndrome, where caregivers contrive or exaggerate a child's ailments for attention. Sure as hell seemed that way. Hospital attorneys argued that staffers took drastic measures because they felt Kowalski's mother was endangering her with the ketamine treatments. Yeah, exactly. Which has which she had originally begun in Mexico. Yeah, that's kind of a problem, guys. The reason why all childrens did what they did, the reason why all childrens tried to comfort Maya, the reason why all childrens tried to get her on safe medical path is because the loving and caring provider at my client's hospital believed in a better future for her and that they could get her off the unnecessary drugs given at dangerous levels. Hospital lawyer Ethan Shapiro, said in a closing statement Tuesday. In a draft of a 2015 blog post Beata had composed in her daughter's voice, she acknowledged the risks, writing how her previous induced ketamine coma in a Mexican clinic could potentially result in total body failure or death. And oh my god, a woman's tears, man, a woman's tears lowers the IQ of blue-pilled normie individuals by at least 50 points whenever they're out there. Christ all fucking mighty. Still writing from Maya's perspective, as she wrote elsewhere that if I was a horse, I would be comatose or dead already. Fantastic, but Kowalski's lawyers cast hospital staff as guilty of being unfeeling. Yeah, we don't actually have facts, so we're just going to go ahead and say they're unfeeling and overreaching in separating the young girl from her mother, a measure that ultimately left her without one. No. They were trying to look after this girl in a way that their parents weren't, and normally I'm totally against that when it comes to government or institutional interference in separating families, but you got somebody out there running these crazy-ass fucking schemes in order to deal with a pain condition that you couldn't even get to the bottom of, and now you're left with several other broken individuals, and you think that just $220 million is going to somehow make this better? Yeah, defense attorneys shot to Kowalski cried repeatedly on the stand while recalling her mother's care. Yeah, your mom commits big self oof, okay? You don't think that that's going to be swaying the jury, even though they're instructed to, not take any sort of emotional manipulation into account. Why do you think they just ended up with this decision? Come on, guys. Yeah, telling the jurors she felt lonely and abandoned while a ward of the state. Defense attorneys sought to shoot down Kowalski's claims of ongoing suffering from the disease. They're in a tough spot, okay? You're crying because your mom's dead, and then I'm out there trying to say that, okay, you don't feel the pain that you're claiming to. It's a real tough situation, especially when it's a jury trial. The lawyer said that she was unable to attend several days of court due to pain, leading to the hospital's counsel to introduce pictures of her out on the town just days later. Yeah, of course. Hey guys, no, I'm in such pain right now, but I can still go out there and party. Don't worry about it. But Kowalski hit back, countering that she simply was attending her graduation, one of the images, and as she was being unfairly smeared. You're attending graduation in hoochie gear like this? I couldn't find the specific article using a new browser because Chrome was acting the big gay, but I pulled up my thumbnail on the first video that I did. She's the one in the middle. She's dressing like that for her graduation. I don't fucking believe a goddamn word that you said. Then again, I didn't have a Netflix documentary. Okay, I didn't have high profile coverage like that to sway my opinions on things. I was looking at the facts as presented, which ended up looking like, yeah, she lost the mom. Yeah, her mom might not have been taking the best care of her. Does she deserve some compensation? Maybe, at the expense of the hospital. I'm not standing up for hospitals or anything like that. I think that there's some scumbags that are going on both sides of this. But this is the second time this year that we've seen crazy shit happen and preferential jury verdicts based on the coverage of a Netflix documentary. Something else that also happened earlier this year was the Alex Murdaugh trial. I caught a bit of that, okay, and was also apprised of the rest of the ongoings because that trial just kept going and going and going and going and going. And for somebody to catch 2 consecutive life sentences off of the only evidence, not to mention everything else that just didn't even make logical sense, like how could he get rid of the never recovered murder weapon in a time that would take him to get from one place to another using geolocation data. It just never, ever would have made sense. But if I go over all of the details in the Murdaugh trial, we would be here all day. But there was, of course, another Netflix documentary and a whole bunch of goofy shit going on at the time. But no. Alex Murdaugh definitely did off his wife and his son because he was in a Snapchat video? Or does it have more to do with him being at the center of a Netflix documentary? We're seeing a pattern here. And I'm wondering if it's time to kind of curtail these stories, these developments, these dramatizations until after trials are done, because we're seeing them have real world consequences. For as much of a lack of a care, or I'm sorry, as a lack of a tears that I'll shed for Johns Hopkins, okay, the people that put you in a constant state of fear during 2020, okay, the fact that they need to shell out $220 million, frankly, I don't care. I just think that it's under very dubious circumstances. Alex Murdaugh might be a total piece of shit. For as far as I can tell, he's a hell of a good con artist. Did he off his kid? Did he off his wife? We don't have anything conclusive, but he's serving the time for it. Mostly because Netflix cooked up a narrative. Mostly because emotional manipulation was allowed inside these courtrooms. We're seeing a very, very, very dangerous precedent. And like I said, I don't give a fuck about the individuals involved in this stuff. I'm just looking at the overarching, wider spread repercussions of this. Because if you're holding people accountable based off of feelings, if you're lowering the bar for responsibility being placed on another person for the actions of another, like in the Kowalski case when it came to moms, the deep throat in a Winchester, that's the type of shit that might seem justified in this case. Oh, that girl cried so much she deserves $220 million. But just think about it. Think about it the next time that something similar to what happened on January 6th, the most dangerous event since the last dangerous event, resulted in how many hundreds of people getting snatched up, thrown in solitary confinement? Christ almighty, what's his nuts? Owen Schroyer getting thrown into the can, into fucking solitary lockup for 2 months for what exactly? That's where we're heading when it comes to this type of lawfare. Look no further than what's happening to Trump right now for justification that we should be probably watching these court cases a little bit closer and holding things to a little bit of a higher standard instead of, oh no, a woman's crying, you better just give her whatever she wants. Otherwise things will get real bad. Makes me sick. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.